that down. Rob, what else we got?
Well, let's see. We've got from Franky Corcoran. Hey, John and crew. I listen to the podcast every day when I'm driving, and it's better than radio.
Oh, thanks.
Keep it up. Read an article from IGN where Tobey Maguire has said that if he was asked to return as Spider-Man, he would say yes. What are the chances we see him back? In a world where Hugh Jackman can return as Wolverine, I actually think it's possible. But what are your thoughts? Thanks.
Breaking, actor has bills to pay.
Yeah. I was going to say, thank you, Frankie, very much. Thank you for listening to us every morning, too. Of course, we sound better than the radio. We got this guy's voice.
Oh, my.
Exactly.
I could put on my radio voice.
There you go. So soothing.
This is for you.
Now, let's head over to Variety to see what Tobey had to say about this. I love these films, and I love all of the different series, Maguire said. If these guys called me and said, would you show up tonight and hang out and goof around? Or would you show up and do this movie or read a scene or do a Spider-Man thing? It would be a yes. Because why wouldn't I want to do that? Yeah, why wouldn't you want to be Spider-Man? Why wouldn't you want to be a paid working actor? That's how I feel about it. I mean, whenever we see these things, I know there's certain actors who do like to move on. You know, we have people who have been in the MCU for years and years, and they respectfully hang up the cape and go on to other projects. But Tobey was away from Spider-Man for quite a while, you know, didn't necessarily get to complete the story that they were thinking of. Same with Andrew Garfield. And then got to come back, had this wonderful, wonderful reception for Spider-Man No Way Home in his lovely little pastor outfit and everything. Why wouldn't he want to be back? But do people want him to come back? I feel like a lot of folks do. How about you, Rob?
Kraven the Hunter.
Ooh.
Come on. He's just admitting.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Look, I don't know. I don't know.
Here first.
I have no knowledge. It's not like Secret Invasion where I already read the scripts. No, I don't know. I'm just making. That was just a joke. Don't.
Quote him.
Don't
quote me, bro.
But no, don't quote me, bro. No, but I think that why wouldn't you? I mean, here's the thing. It's not like Tobey Maguire didn't want to do Spider-Man 4.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man 3 was hugely expensive. There was a story when I was covering Superman Returns. Producer Gil Adler was in the room, and this is during post-production, and he gets this phone call. And it was, I don't know if it was Amy Pascal or somebody, and I'll never forget this. I'm sitting across from him in his office, and he picks up the phone, and he's literally like looking at the phone, and he's listening. He's like, $300 million? Well, how did that happen? No. And then he kind of hung up the phone, and they wanted him to come fix. The production had ballooned up to $300,000 because he was producing Superman Returns. They wanted him to come do it.
That's why I tell my collectors, too.
These are expensive movies to make.
Yeah. It did well at the box office. It made $895 million.
Yes.
But it also wasn't particularly well received. People loved the visual effects, and thank goodness, since it was so expensive.
Well, also, famously, the studio wanted Sam Raimi to do things that they wanted so they could merchandise, and they didn't let him make the movie that he wanted necessarily to make. And I think that a Spider-Man 4 could have been great, but again, these movies, the budgets balloon. If you could get Tobey Maguire, and you wouldn't have to pay him $50 million or however much you'd have to pay him. I mean, I'm not saying they would, but if they could keep the costs down, and I think that they could, why not? You know, if you make a genre movie now, a studio picture at 125 to 150 million, like I don't understand why they don't make Star Trek movies for $125 million, because if you can't do that, you can't make you have no business making a Star Trek movie. But if you could keep the price down, why not?
And also, like, was he referring to Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland in that quote where he's like working with these guys?
Hold on, let me read this quote again because this is very interesting to me.
Oh, okay. I mean, Ray was talking, but yeah, go for it.
No, go ahead.
Well, the quote is very interesting. If these guys called me and said, would you like to show up tonight and hang out and goof around? What does that mean?
So he obviously
do a cameo. What were you saying, Ray?
He's talking about the two other actors, right? I just think that's nice if he was.
Potentially, or he could
You
be
mean when he
talking about
says
the
these guys?
producers.
These guys.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's nice to know that all the Spider-Men that we have get along.
They get along great.
They get along.
Yeah.
They have wonderful, wonderful
They
chemistry.
have solidarity. One Spider-Man for all.
Let me ask you this, though. If we did get Tobey Maguire back, just based on what we know from No Way Home, he and MJ did end up together, right? They're a couple. What kind of story would you want to see?
You know what? With Tobey Maguire, he's pushing. Well, he's in his mid-40s. what happens when a superhero comes to the end of his life? Maybe his powers are waning.
Not at 40.
And he realized, well, I don't know. I mean, he's going to be, and maybe he's got kids. You know, he's got kids that
We might have Mayday Parker.
We might have that. And what does a superhero do when they realize that their responsibility to their family supersedes their responsibility to the public at large?
Mm-hmm.
And what if he had to grapple with the fact that I can't be Spider-Man anymore?
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking like a Spider-Man No More type of thing?
Yeah, we've seen that cover.
yeah.
That famous, Spider-Man No More, when he's walking away. But I think that's a superhero story to tell because we've never really seen that.
Yeah, well, and that also provides a really lovely segue into that mentorship with Miles Morales, especially since Sony still has a lot of these Spider-Man rights. We still don't really know where a Tom Holland Spider-Man's going to end up. And we also, for me, just speaking for myself, Tom Holland isn't old enough to mentor someone right now. You know, his life is in shambles. He needs to learn how to become a photographer. He has to do so many other things.
Yeah.
So I think a Tobey Maguire mentorship could make sense for ushering in that Miles Morales character. That way, too, you do have the, hey, I can show up, do a little bit of stuff, have a more kind of supporting role in this film, and have some other young buck step forward.
I mean, I thought it was really interesting in Endgame when you saw Tony Stark. He'd basically given up after the Thanos snap and was raising his family.
Yeah.
I really liked that portrayal of him and how he was when they came to try and recruit him to go help fix our, let's go back in time. And I could have seen, I mean, I'm not saying it's not the kind of thing that audiences respond to necessarily watching a superhero in civilian life, but if it could be done well and there's a good reason for it, and you have maybe, like you said, becoming a mentor, that could be pretty compelling.
So you guys would be down for like 2 Spider-Man movies?
I'd be down for 3
universes.
I literally would
on
be down.
opposite sides of the spectrum.
I would watch all of them.
I
yeah.
would be down for 3. I'd be down for Garfield coming back,
Love him.
Toby, and the current MCU Sony thing.
Yeah.
Because it's established that they are separate universes and those universes connected. So now you can go on and do that.
Exactly. Well, and for most people who grew up reading the comics too, you usually had multiple Spider-Man series going concurrently too.
Yeah.
So you'd have Amazing and Spectacular, or all those kinds of things, and they were always different iterations of it. So I think movie-going audiences too could have those kind of pocket universes and go, oh, this is the Spider-Man I can expect this from. Sort of what we've talked about with DC as well, with having the multiple Batman or multiple Jokers. They're just kind of all Elseworlds or other realities. But guys, what do you think? Do you think we will have Tobey Maguire back as Spider-Man? Would you be okay with having multiple Spider-Men in different universes and different films? Let us know what you think in the comments down below.
We want to thank a sponsor of this video, MasterClass. MasterClass offers classes on a wide variety of topics, all taught by world-class instructors at the very top of their fields. Each class is broken out into individual video lessons, usually around 10 minutes long. And MasterClass is completely accessible on your phone, the web, smart TV, and available via audio mode to listen to classes on the go. They have over 2,500 video lessons from over 180 of today's most brilliant minds. They're all available anytime, anywhere on iOS, Android, desktop, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. Now, obviously around here on the John Campea Show, we love our movies, so why not learn filmmaking from Jodie Foster, or maybe directing from Ron Howard himself, or the great Neil Gaiman doing his masterclass on the art of storytelling. And you guys have heard me talk about my favorite masterclass, Business Strategy and Leadership by Big Papa Iger himself, Bob Iger, the new and returning CEO of Disney. Guys, I highly recommend that you check it out. This holiday, give the perfect gift of an annual Masterclass membership and get one free. Go to masterclass.com/Campea today. That's masterclass.com/Campea. Terms apply.